Sam Walton was born in 1918 in Kingfisher, Oklahoma, to a lower-class family that didn't have much, but somehow made ends meet. His father was a hard-working man who did various jobs to provide for his family. Sam's mother came up with various business ideas to help her family with extra money. In fact, in the middle of the Great Depression, Walton's mother started a mildly successful milk business where Sam would milk the cows and deliver them to the customers in the neighborhood. By seeing her mother work, Sam Walton learned the importance of hard work and entrepreneurship, which would later be essential to his immense success with Walmart. At the age of 8, he got his first job, selling magazine subscriptions, and by the 7th grade, he had transformed his business into a $5,000 a year venture that delivered newspapers. Many years later in 1945, when he was 27, Sam Walton opened his first discount store called Walton's Five and Dime, where he would test and innovate many business strategies he got from his competitors. For instance, in the 1940s, he got the idea of putting 2 checkout counters in the store's front instead of multiple cashiers dispersed. After visiting a store in Minnesota, this innovative store layout idea would save him a lot of money for many years and can now be seen in almost every store you walk into more than 80 years later. Another example came later. After visiting a different store, he replaced the wooden shelves in his store with metal ones. The store wouldn't look as nice, but it would save lots of money. Sam Walton did this to be able to offer lower prices to his customers, which was his priority and obsession. He was so customer-centric that he went to the point of taking out a $1,800 loan to spend on ice cream machine only for his customers to enjoy. Moreover, he would keep his store open for longer and with a wider variety of goods, something that no other store did at that time. The customer-centered philosophy became a hallmark of Sam Walton's Wal-mart's 18th store in 1969 with a slogan that read, "Low prices, long opening hours, and free parking for all Walmart's customers." In the early 1970s, Walmart wasn't the retail giant we know today. In fact, it only had 150 stores compared to Kmart's 1,500 at the time. During those years, a store manager named Bill was very determined to follow Walmart's strategy of having the lowest prices. Bill had to order 3,500 cases of goods from a wholesaler to make this work financially. When they were on display, they took up a huge 12 by 100 feet of space, which had never been done in store before. Even though Sam Walton fought against this at first, it turns out to be a big win for Walmart and its plan to always have the lowest prices. Again, Sam Walton would verify that the strategy of always trying to beat the competition's prices was great not only for Walmart but also for customers who would remain satisfied. He'd even say that the strategy would help poor communities save billions of dollars. If we do a quick calculation between 1982 and 1992, Walmart sold close to $130 billion worth of inventory. And if we assume that Walmart offered a 10% price reduction from its competitors in all offered goods, we can conclude that Walmart saved communities over $13 billion over a 10-year period. But it wasn't only great returns and happy customers for Sam Walton and Walmart, as many Americans viewed these competitive practices as harmful for small businesses. During most of his time as CEO, Sam Walton was recognized for being tight-fisted when it came to employee remuneration, mostly due to his humble upbringing. A perfect example of this came in 1955 when Charlie Baum, a store manager, had to reduce his clerk's pay raise from 75 cents per hour to 50 cents per hour because of Walton's direct instructions. The reasons for the reversal were that the store hadn't yet reached Walton's goal of a 6% profit margin. which depicts how stingy Sam Walton was when it came to compensation policies. However, the views Walton maintained as to their employees were about to be suddenly changed by a trip he made to England in 1971. During this trip, he came across a sign from an English store that listed the name of the company and all of its employees under the label Store Associates. Walton loved this idea and rapidly implemented it in Walmart's internal structure, deciding that all employees would now be called associates. Luckily, the improvements for Walmart's employees did not stop there, as he decided that the associates would now benefit from cash bonuses, giving them the possibility to take part in the company's success. When 1974 came, it was all running smoothly for Sam Walton and Walmart. Things were so good that he was even thinking of enjoying early retirement. To achieve this, he decided to promote one of his two executive vice presidents, Ron Mayer, to the position of CEO, leaving Farrell Aaron, the other vice president, with his dreams crushed. As a result, a huge revolt took place in Walmart's highest internal structure, which ended up dividing the company into two groups that rooted for either Mayer or Aaron. Sadly, things took a turn for the worse in an incident called the Saturday Massacre, where Mayer and dozens of other senior managers who supported him decided to leave the company, generating chaos and driving the stock price to dramatic lows. But the end of Walmart was nowhere near, as Sam Walton managed to save the company by bringing in David Glass, an old friend, to replace Mayer. Walmart was able to overcome past traumatic experiences by exceeding everyone's expectations and resuming its path to massive success under the guise of Glass leadership. In fact, things got so good for Walmart that in 1984, the company reached a financial milestone that even Sam Walton didn't think was possible. Walton was so certain that this would never happen that he lost a bet to David Glass, in which he had to step out onto Wall Street dressed in a Hawaiian outfit and perform a hula dance with ukulele players. However, not everything was money and power for Sam Walton. In fact, he was a big believer in giving back to the community, especially in the form of donations to improve education. For instance, in the early 1990s, he sponsored 180 Central American children with scholarships to American universities. He believed once they receive a great education, they would return home and help in solving their home country's political and economic issues. But sadly, that wasn't the only thing that happened last year, as Sam Walton's life would come to an end due to a sickness called multiple melanoma, a type of blood cancer, and that was the end of Sam Walton's life. He was a retail genius who started Walmart and was one of the most important American billionaires of all time. At the time of his death, Walmart only had 1,960 stores and 380,000 employees, which seems small compared to the 10,500 stores and 2.3 million employees it has now. Sam Walton came from a humble and hard-working family, and through hard work and luck ended up creating a retail giant that is present in our daily lives even today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon so you'll be notified when we have new video uploads.